Okay, so everyone has been taking Foundations of Technology. That is a given. My Foundations of Technology class is a little different because this is a course that was designed for online, that it's something that was developed at Wheaton High School and that I am able to have access to it. So our class will be a little different than what you've seen before. Our class is based on sort of presentations and vocabulary quizzes, which are not very difficult, and then some interesting projects. For everyone who was in my class last semester, we are going to have some different projects this time. Ideally, we are preparing bags for you to get some supplies, and then we're going to have more hands-on projects. I will probably show everyone in the next class just a couple of the projects that some students made last class. We were looking at the 9 core technologies and using a haunted house or a dream house backdrop as a way to identify 5 different examples of each of the 9 core technologies. That was really fun. We had some incredible work, some imagination like you've never seen on these scenarios to go along with their, mechanical technology in their haunted house. So I want you to see those and be excited, but we are going to be doing more hands-on things, like I believe our first project is going to be a Rube Goldberg machine. I don't know whether any of you know what a Rube Goldberg machine, but it is one of those machines like Wallace and Gromit that, hang on. It's a machine that the alarm clock goes off, the alarm clock spins and pulls a string that dumps him out of bed, it slides into his clothes. We are just going to have a marble, and the idea is going to be to create a pathway that takes the long, we'll do some different ideas to create a pathway that's going to take the longest for the marble to travel. We'll time that. We'll try and do some analysis on the data. But today, I'm just going to go through sort of the basics of what our course is. So I will always try and have a slide for us to orient. So our agenda today is Introduction to the FOT online course, and create a slide about yourself to present in the, excuse me. Luckily, you're not here, so I can sneeze into my hands. Create a slide about yourself to present in the last 15 minutes. So, I just have some really exciting names this semester. I'm going to have to go through and get everyone to pronounce their names. There. The way MPS does names, it's never quite standard. So while I'm droning on about the wonders of technology and what you'll be learning in the Fabulous Foundations of Technology course, I want you guys to be making a slide about yourself. Doesn't need to be much, maybe a picture of you. What do you like? What do you not like? Maybe something that nobody would suspect about you. Anything fun that you've learned in a warm-up. We're going to look at those for the last 15 minutes. So what is going to be our homework? As I go through this, I will show you there is an introduce yourself forum. So you are going to be writing on a forum a couple different things. Your name, I'm saying 3 things, 3 places you would rather be than at school. And then there's, if you were 18 and over and you won the lottery, what would you do with your money? I'll show you those questions. That is separate from the slide about yourself. The slide about yourself is just for fun to show us, okay? So our homework for next class for Friday is the Introduce Yourself Forum. You'll see it's very short, but it is 20 assessment points. Trust me, Anyone who did not do this last semester did it at some point to get their grade up, because these are an easy 20-point cushion to start your semester. So our objective or goal is to introduce students to the online FOT course, go over the basics, how to do your vocab quizzes, and look at some of the projects that we will be working on. Get to know each other. That's the theme for today. Okay? Everybody happy? Anybody have problems, issues, questions? All right,
No,
let's
sir.
start with housekeeping. All right. I am going to go in here and got my fabulous Chrome. I wanted to show you, not that, our homepage, all right, at Blair. All the home pages have been converted to this standard format. I think my buttons are too small. I'm going to figure out how to make these buttons a little bigger. Let me just go over this. All right, so on our homepage now, there is contact the teacher. Click this button if you want to shoot me an email. Very easy. Zoom. This is fabulous. And this is something I need to tell everyone about. I make my Zoom meetings a little differently than most teachers. I make one meeting and I put it way out in the future. So our class meeting is actually on June 21st, 2021, after the school year is over. That way the room is open up until then for us, but it allows me to use the Zoom interface for the meetings. If I set a repetitive meeting, a meeting that is going to be called again and again, it creates an infinite string of meetings and it blows everything in your meeting tab like this out. So with only one meeting, we are able to have Blair FOT 7 right here. Oh, that's an interesting thing. I don't think I can. No, our meeting, or the meeting, this is not our meeting. Ours is at 12:30, just like that. Zoom only schedules on the half hour. Don't ask me why. So that is why sometimes the meeting times are off, but it doesn't matter. We are always meeting at class time, all right? But all you have to do to join our meeting is just click the start button. Bang, you're in, okay? I love that feature and I wanted to share that, okay? So if you are ever looking for our Zoom link, it's right here in Zoom. Bang, there you go. All right. Resources. I can't even read it. Recommended resources. All this is our YouTube playlist, okay? This is every single lecture that I have taught, all right? Every day we have a class, I will be adding a video of the class to this list. If you're absent, need to check or something, they are all right here for you, okay? Just done by the date. That's a nice feature. And then here's the regular school calendar. So this takes you to the calendar. We're in February. This shows, ooh, President's Day coming up. Oh, interesting. I didn't know we had the 12th off. All right. So let's go backwards. And I have added a magic button to ours. I added this button and I can't change the text in it. I'll figure out how to get a better button. But this is not the school calendar link. This links us to the modules. I will create a module for every class. It will usually have the date, etc. on it. Right now, it is just introduction, welcome orientation. But usually we will have the date, FOT, February 2nd, 2021. And that will be where our work is. So this is all the work we're gonna go over. This is your forum down here, introduce yourself. Okay, you can go in, you can write your additions. See, I've already got a bunch. This is our agenda slide. Okay, so normally this will be where you're looking for, typically I will have our vocab quiz and presentation up here. Since this is just the orientation, it's a little different. If I publish, well, actually that's not gonna work. All right, so let's get into it. Is everything making sense? Again, anyone questions, problems? Work on your slide. I'm going to drone away here. The reason that I am droning away is I want everyone to have today as an orientation to why you are taking this course, what I intend to be teaching you, and what we hope you will be learning and why that is important to you. I really like this, so let me jump in. Welcome to the Foundations of Technology B online course. So we're in second semester. The goal of this course is to help you develop 3 key dimensions of technological literacy: knowledge, ways of thinking and acting, and capabilities, with the overall goal of helping you develop the characteristics of a technologically literate citizen. Every day, you utilize products and tools that you have either invented or re-engineered to make our lives easier and better. Through the application of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, humans have had the ingenuity, creativity, and drive to create technology such as the computer you're using today. But technology is more than just a computer or an electronic piece of equipment. In this course, you will be getting a better idea of what technology truly is. You will learn how technology and engineering intertwine and why they are vital to our everyday lives. You will also learn about the design world, which is a byproduct of technology and engineering. By the end of the course, you will have developed your technological literacy, and you will be able to make informed judgments about the technological world around you. Okay, I'm going to introduce myself, and you will see that part of my background is that I was the head of PBS NewsHour's STEM and Health student reporting labs. Something that I felt people didn't really understand about STEM was engineering. I felt like science, got it. Technology, watch it every night. Engineering, mathematics, I know what math is. I don't really know what an engineer looks like or what they really do. So when I was using the student reporting labs, I created a prompt asking them to tell stories about how are engineers and engineering shaping our future. Engineers are the ones shaping our future, okay? So I have a little video that I'm going to show you from then, but we're going to have one more little piece. So Introduction to Foundations of Technology B. The purpose of this course is to understand and apply technological concepts, processes, and engineering design principles to address real-life problems. Foundations of Technology will provide a practical approach to understanding the nature of technology and the issues of the man-made or designed world. Through group and individual activities, you will learn to generate ideas, develop innovations, and design, fabricate, and engineer practical solutions. The course includes technology content, resources, and laboratory or classroom activities that require you to apply science, mathematics, and other school subjects to real-life situations. That's part of why I love television and teaching television in school. It is all about how you are using your English, math, writing, reading, negotiation skills. All that stuff is active when you are trying to create a video. And I find a lot of students, when I was a student, I didn't understand that my education was only going to help me. I really thought it was a punishment cooked up by the government and my parents to get me out of the house for 8 hours a day. My job was just to jump as high as it took to just get over the bar. But then I got an elective when I was in 10th grade. And I said, elective? What do you mean? They go, what would you like to study? And I said, that's not the way this works. You tell me what to do, and I figure out how little I can do to pass. And they said, no, what do you want to study? This is an elective. No one had ever asked me that. I had no idea what I wanted to study. I figured out I did mythology because I like stories and I like mythic figures. But that moment, I realized that my education is only going to help me, really, not really my parents. It might keep me from coming and living at home afterwards. But the only person who was going to benefit from this knowledge that I was gaining was me. So that's a real breakthrough that I think a lot of students never get to. Your education is for you. Cultivate it. Have fun with it. So we're going to be doing stuff in this class. Why are you learning this? Always a good question. Learning about STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, will provide you with the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's workforce. Not just survive, but thrive in today's workforce. You will learn how the world around us works and acquire skills that will enable you to be effective communicators, scientific investigators, engineering-minded problem solvers, mathematical thinkers, and logical decision makers. Those are all wonderful qualities that I would like to help you attain. Okay? About this course, our knowledge-based economy is driven by constant innovation. An innovative workforce requires an understanding of scientific and mathematical principles, a working knowledge of computer hardware and software, and problem-solving skills. Therefore, STEM education is an enormously pressing need. Throughout the Foundation of Technology course, you will learn specifically about the STEM subjects of technology and engineering, and explore the ways in which these fields interact with other bodies of knowledge to create solutions to real-life problems. Okay, on that note, solutions to real-life problems. Why do we take technology? I have a video from my friends at the Student Reporting Labs. This was one of my schools that got their story on NewsHour. I think this story exemplifies part of the reason that you're in this class. I want you to be able to help this girl.
Finally tonight, a story about a young girl who's been given the gift of play. Ella Morton was born without bones in one of her hands. A traditional prosthetic hand would have cost $10,000. But thanks to one organization, Ella can play just like her sisters at no cost to her family. The story was produced by Mary Williams, a Gwen Ifill Legacy Fellow from Hughes STEM High School in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Advanced technology is changing the way we all live our lives. But for 4-year-old Ella Morton and her mother, Heather, it has made a huge difference. Thanks to some engineering students and a 3-dimensional printer at the University of Cincinnati, Ella is able to enjoy the same activities as most children her age.
When Ella was born, she has no fingers. She has no bones in the palm of her hand. She has bones up to her wrist, and she can flex at her wrist, but that's pretty much where her bones stop. She's always been very outgoing and doesn't let anything stop her.
So, Ella, what do you call your special hand?
What you can, because me and my have what you can like me.
Eden Barkis, Jacob Granger, and Deshaun Anand are engineering students and members of Enable UC, a student group collaborating with Enable, an open source organization that provides a variety of cost-effective prosthetic assistive devices.
One of Enable UC's main missions is to provide 3D printed prosthetics for children. Prosthetics are very expensive and children grow at a rapid rate.
this is the second hand we've given Ella. And so like if she was buying a fully commercial, fully marketed prosthetic every 2 years, you're going to need a new hand. And where we can just be like, oh yeah, we'll just punch you off another one.
Biggest thing is getting the right measurements of the patient and understanding the mechanics of the patient, because each patient's a little bit different, and how they use their hand and how they hope to use their hand are all, you know, different variables you have to take into account.
It's incredible that we can give someone a prosthetic and give them the opportunity to have full function in both hands.
Jacob Noor, now a medical student at the Cleveland Clinic, founded the Enable UC program in the fall of 2015 to promote 3D printing technology as a way to bridge the gap between engineering and medicine.
Ella, I will say, is probably my favorite. I mean, you could tell she lit up when we gave her this hand, and she was able to, you know, catch a tennis ball for the first time ever, which is pretty amazing.
Ella's mother says her daughter can do so much more now that she has 2 hands.
I don't think they totally get how much of an impact they made on our family and Ella. The first thing that she's always said when she puts it on, she's like, look, I have 2 hands now, Mommy, just like my sisters, and I can hold both Barbies, and I can play, and I can do all the same things as my sisters do. Or I like to think that we've never made her feel different, but this just makes it feel more normal.
For PBS NewsHour Student Reporting Labs, I'm Mary Williams.
Great story. On the NewsHour online right now, merely...
So what I'm saying is that engineers have heart. If you grow up to be an engineer, you may be able to touch a little girl's life. Okay. Technology, skills, and requirements. To participate in this online course, students must have access to a desktop computer, laptop, word processor, email, internet access, ability to use internet, create and submit files commonly used, docx, PDF, text, consulting, software tutorials, and other online sources as a method of learning and software features. If you ever can't figure something out, do what we all do. Just Google it. There are plenty of resources out there. Upload pictures and video of finished products. Students may use cell phones, etc. One thing that I have discovered, particularly with our vocabulary quizzes, the images don't load as well with URLs. Ideally, I am recommending that you right-click on the image and save as, save it to your desktop or in a file, and then upload, all right? Okay, this is our discussion forum. I just want to go through this. We have one of these, that's our homework, but I want to talk about what these are. Discussion forums allow you to communicate with other students and your teacher in an online forum to discuss course concepts. This one is just logging your answers. You are not going to be leaving messages for other students, but normally, if we're doing something, everybody puts down a reflection and then everybody writes a little response to your reflection. So during class, you'll be asked to use forums to introduce yourself and respond to instructor questions, reply to other students, to formulate answers to case studies and tools for reflection. Online discussion forums provide you with the opportunity to think before you speak. You have time to reflect on what you want to say before you post your response. You'll be able to view your responses and the perspectives of your classmates. Guidelines for participation. Respond to the question with your original thoughts, not someone else's, then respond to at least 2 others. For us, we're not doing that, either agreeing or disagreeing. Respond only after you have completed all the required reading and assignments. You don't have any reading or assignments for ours. Use facts from text readings, etc. If you're doing that. Refer by name to the person to whom you are responding. Be respectful of other people's ideas and consider your tone before posting. Proofread before posting. That's polite. I am a bad proofreader myself, so I know what having misspelled words in your things does. One of the things that I want to emphasize is that we have a safe class here, that we don't criticize each other, that we don't pick on each other. I want everyone to feel safe to turn on their camera, to offer an opinion, to put an answer in the chat, and people will just take it as what it is, okay? Down here on the bottom, these are mostly for my ESOL students, English as a second language. These are ways of starting sentences. They also help if you're not the best at English. So these are just little bits of the start of a sentence for an so let's go through. If you want to agree with someone, you can say, I agree, Jimmy, because I think our class is the best. My idea is similar to Jimmy's because I also think that our class is the best. My idea builds upon Jimmy's idea because I think our class is second best, but soon going to be the best. You know, that's an interesting idea, Jimmy, and I'd like to add that those are just ways of adding an idea. So if you have a new idea, you can say, I think this is the best class. I believe that this is the best class. In my opinion, this class is awesome. Of course, I'm very biased. It seems to me that one of the main reasons I find it interesting, these are just ways to broach a new idea, a challenge. You don't agree with someone. Sorry, Jimmy, but I disagree with you because this is the lamest class I've ever been in. I see your point, James, but in my opinion, you are just dead wrong. Another way of looking at it, Jim, is that I'm right and you're wrong. These are more polite ways to offer that you don't agree with someone. We want to be polite. Something that I experience, I get frustrated. I get a student emailing me for the 6th time about something I've already explained 6 times. So I start off a little peeved and I'm like, why are you asking me this? I have explained it 6 times. Luckily, as a teacher, I stop myself and I say, my student, even though I've explained it 6 times, apparently I didn't do it well enough because they still have questions. It's not, I can't berate my student because they don't remember the answer that I gave them 6 times in a row. I am here to support you. So I look at my little bit snide and crass response and I go, you know, I can't use that. I've just got to answer his question and try and help him out as best I can. I am a different person as a teacher than I am, say, with my family, because my job is to support you. My job is to make your life pleasant, to make learning engaging, to try and show you the wonders of technology and the world around us. My job is not to criticize you, bring you down, diminish you in any way. So just know that if you have a problem, if you have a question, you can always reach out to me. I will only be trying to support you. If you've done something terrible and, you know, like you burned up all your homework, I will try, I might not succeed, I will try not to criticize you. I will try not to focus on the issue. What I will try and focus on is how are we going to move forward? What can we do from here? How can I help you? How can I support you? So those are all very important things to me, all right? Let's get, I believe, okay, so just submitting assignments. When submitting assignments, you need to document your work by submitting a document, picture, video, or audio file. You can use a camera, phone, tablet, etc. Usually, our assignments that have submissions will have an online submission, so there will be a blue button in the upper right corner saying submit here. Just ask me if you're at all confused. Netiquette, I swear this is just about the end. This is important because this is how we are all interacting these days. The etiquette expected of students in the online environment is the same as what we expect in a classroom. Common courtesy is the guiding rule of digital communication. The golden rule of do unto others as you would have them do unto you is such a great rule. If everyone worried a little more about how to support someone else than how to support themselves, the world would be a better place. Okay, so here we go. The following suggestions when responding in a forum or email. When you type in all caps, that is symbolic of you shouting at people. Try to avoid it. When I'm sending you an email with urgent in all caps in there, that means it's important. I am yelling. Urgent! Okay, act as professionally via your writing as you would in face-to-face class. When emailing, check that you are replying to a specific person, not to the entire class. Those are wonderful words. And I think Google even lets you pull back an email. Never share your password or usernames. Always good advice. Respect the virtual classroom. Do not forward in-class communications or posts to others outside of the virtual space. I want you to feel safe here. I want you to feel that you can say anything, and hopefully your friends are not going to be repeating it to all your other friends. That might be a little naive. Do not spam your classmates. I love that one. There's a 20th century rule. Thou shalt not spam thy classmate. If you quote someone's previous post, only quote enough to make your point. You don't need to do the whole thing. All right? So I believe we are at an end. So here is our welcome forum that you're going to have for homework. All right? Here are the directions. Use this forum to introduce yourself by telling us, oh, I know what I want to do. I think I can. There, now it's perfect. Hang on, I just have to save. Okay, so what you need to put in your forum for homework, you need to put your name, you need to put 3 places you would rather be other than school, 1 thing that you would do to change the world, and when you turn 18, you win $1 million lottery. If when you turn 18, you win $1 million lottery, what would you do with the money? Okay, remember, this is not just an intro. This is worth 20 points. So please do it. And I will tell you now, if you don't do it now, you will do it later because you will want these points. Starting out with 20 nice assessment points is a good way to start the semester. Okay, you have these suggestions. All right. Anyone have any questions? Neod, you're just supposed to create a slide of your own. You just go to the Google Drive and have it give you a new slide and do whatever you'd like. Okay, we're almost there, so we'll find out about that. So does anyone have questions about the homework? How to work on this forum? You'll see when you go into it, it's got a bunch of slots down below. So you'll just add the next one, you know, you'll see, it's easy. Okay, and I'm gonna stop sharing here for a moment. Don't need you. Okay, I'm gonna come back here. Okay, so we have gone through our FOT agenda. We've made it all the way through our welcome. We've watched our video. We now know our netiquette. Here is your forum introduce yourself, right down here at the bottom. Okay, so what I'd like to do for the rest of class is get to know you. So first off, let's see if anybody has a slide. No, you're not sending it. You're going to show it to us. So what I'm going to do is I've got to stop the share again. I'm setting my sharing settings so that you guys can all share. And I'm just wondering if anybody has a slide that they would like to share. Well, why don't I start out? That's always an easy one, okay? I have a slide, and somebody asked me in the last class if you can show. Where would that hold on? That's very strange. Right, I'm going to find my slide somewhere else. I had it up. There I am. Okay. Somebody said, can I use a slide that I used in another class? And I said, absolutely, because that's what I did. This is actually my slide for Churchill. I work at 2 schools. I work at Winston Churchill and at Blair. So I teach AP Computer Science principles at Churchill, and I teach Foundations of Technology at Blair. I'm excited to be a Blazer, as well as on the Winston Churchill team. This is my beautiful dog, Roxy. This is how Roxy sleeps. Or we caught her sleeping one time. The amazing thing is if you look at her forepaws, they are not touching the ground.
Mr. Swift?
Yes.
Are we supposed to be able to see pictures?
Oh, hell, no, I thought that I was seeing. Yes, you are, and you are not. Thank you. That is exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to unmute and get me back on track. Okay, sorry about that. I thought that it was presenting in the frame because I could see the frame, but it was on top of it. Thank you. Another rule for our class is that you support me and I will support you. I am going to make mistakes. I am going to have issues. Zoom is going to crash, etc. I have been supported so well over the last semester by my students saying, Mr. Swift, you're muted. You know, we're not seeing what you're presenting. All these things. Sometimes it is very difficult to tell from my side. So I just really appreciate all the support. Also know, I would much rather have you unmute and yell at me. I am granting you that. Than putting it in the chat. My problem is I have 2 computers. I have a laptop that I'm presenting off of here, and then I have a second screen up here. So I am always, the chat is up here and I am presenting down here. So sometimes I'm not looking up to see the chat. There, Marilyn says, we can't see it. All right, so this is my beautiful dog, Roxy. Yes, I am trying to show you that her little feet are off the ground. I just don't know how she got into that position. Okay, this is me. I am Mr. Swift. This is my son, William, and my son, Robert. They are 15 and 12. I have a passion for science and all things STEM that started as a biology major at Colorado College, where I focused on ecology and environmental science and theater. Most of my career has been working in film and television, from feature films in Hollywood to National Geographic Television. For the last 3 years, I was the head of PBS NewsHour's STEM and Health Student Reporting Labs, teaching students across the country how to make quality video journalistic stories. Some of my students' stories made it to air on PBS NewsHour. Here is an example of how computer science and technology gave a little girl the gift of play. I embedded that story in my thing. So I love the outdoors and always have time for a little fun with my wife, Claire, 2 boys, William and Robert, and our awesome dog, Roxy. A memorable moment is seeing surfing hippos in Gabon, Africa, working for National Geographic Television. So that's a little about me. I would love to hear a little about you. Does anyone have a slide that they want to show? If not, we can just talk. Introduce yourself and say, Now I'm learning names. That's the other thing I was thinking of doing. So, Naod or Naod?
Naod.
Naod and Dejeuner?
Dejeuner.
Dejeuner. Okay, so Naod Dejeuner. So sort of just like it spelled. Okay, beautiful. Now, could you show us your slide and tell us a little about yourself?
Okay. I share, right?
Yes, sharing should be up for you.
The applications are desktop.
Whatever. I am always scared of showing my desktop since I never know what's open on it, but desktop is the easiest. There, perfect. Ooh. Look, somebody has a pre-made slide from another teacher. There we go. Look, we're gonna get to, there.
So,
Oh, now it's very distressing to see the Cowboys in there.
so I put up a pizza because that's my favorite food. I play football, American football, and I watch Disney Plus. So,
What do you like best on Disney Plus?
I just watch a bunch of random shows, but I think it's my favorite show is Jesse. I rewatched it a year ago, and yeah.
Well, just know you might see my name on Disney Plus sometimes because they are the geographic outlet.
Oh yeah, I watched some Geographics too.
Yep. So I worked for 10 years for National Geographic Television. It was very fun. And I will forgive you for liking the Cowboys. I just happen to be a born and raised Washingtonian. So I bear a hearty grudge towards the evil Cowboys. But that's because I was born in Washington. It's my God-given right. Wonderful. That is really nice. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else? Anybody else? Let's see. Carla Aravalo, you don't need to show a slide, but can you tell us something that you love to do and something that we might not expect you to love to do?
One thing that I like to do is paint, and another thing that people don't really know that I do is like I know how to like sew stuff.
What do you know how to do?
Sew, like clothes.
Oh, I'm an okay sewer. I really wish I was better. So that is wonderful. So you sew on your own buttons?
Yeah.
Good job. I've got a few that you could work on. I sew mine on, but I tend to be lazy about actually doing it. All right, well, that was great. What about my friend James Allen? James, can you tell us something about yourself something you love and something we might not expect? James?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, don't worry.
Sorry.
Just wondering if you could introduce yourself and something that you love to do and something that we might not expect you to love to do.
Well, I really just like reading, and I think something a lot of you might not expect is that I really like baking as well.
Ooh, I hate to say I'm a baker too. I learned when I was 12 in school, we got cherry pie for the first time, and I just fell in love with it. I came home and I was looking around my house, and I was like, nobody here is going to bake me a cherry pie. So I asked my mom, I said, how do I bake a cherry pie? She took me to the store and we got a can of cherry pie filling and some pie crust. And that was my first thing I ever made, was a cherry pie. I also learned how to make chocolate chip cookies very well too as a kid. That is wonderful. It's funny, the men in my family are the better cooks than the women. It always depends. What about Dream Miller? Dream, can you tell us something that you love to do and something we might not expect you to do?
I don't really know.
Okay, well, let's start with the easy one. What do you love to do?
I like doing makeup.
You like doing makeup?
Yeah.
Cool. I used to, again, working in film and television, they would get me doing makeup. And trust me, I am not the best, but I learned a lot. I can blend. We would have to get people made up for the set. So let's see, Dream. If you like to do makeup, what's something, now I would expect that in a woman, what's something that we might not expect that you like to do?
I like doing hair, I guess.
You like doing hair too? All right, well, you got it all going on in there. What do you do for fun on the weekend?
Watch YouTube. Go to the
Yeah, that's pretty much these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hear you. Thank you so much. Those are all wonderful. Let's see. We've still got about 12 minutes left. Nobody else has a slide?
The slide I made for another class.
That's absolutely fine. We're just looking to find out a little about you. We're team building.
Okay, so here's a little bit about me. So I am, I lived in Italy and Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and Chicago and Seattle, Washington, because my dad's in the military. Yeah, so there's just a little bit about me.
There we go. Okay, well, hang on. No, keep it up. Keep it up. I like your slide. I wanted to talk about it a little.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So let's see, lived in Seattle, Washington. So I'm sure people get confused when you say you're in Washington now.
Definitely.
I went to ski camp in beautiful Crystal Mountain, Washington. That's one of my claims to fame. I used to do pro freestyle skiing.
Cool.
My grandfather was a major general. So my mom was an Army brat. And my grandfather had the unfortunate pleasure of being in command of Wheeler Field at Pearl Harbor. So that didn't go so well. But I understand, no, the life of a military child is very difficult because you keep getting moved around from school to school and place to place. So everyone, you have a new friend, okay? Thank you so much. I really love your slide.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody else have something that they want to share with us? What about Layla? Layla Burej. I'm sure you have something. Layla was in my class last time, but I'm still, Layla, what makes you special?
I'll tell you something that I enjoy doing.
Speak up.
Oh, I said I'll tell you something I enjoy doing.
Perfect.
I like playing sports a lot, and I play a lot of field hockey in my free time. I have like team practice like 4 times a week.
Wow. Still?
Yeah.
Cool. What sports do you do?
I play field hockey, and sometimes I do track, but it depends on the year.
My son is a track person now. His goal is to break one of the school records. That's the goal that he has set himself. So COVID is not helping. But it would be nice to have a Swift who is really fast, because I know my gym coach used to call me Swiftless. Oh, well, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever been called. What about Martin Guzman? Martin, I love your name.
Okay, so I got some slide from here.
Okay, go ahead and share.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, don't worry. I do it all the time. I try and make sure I'm not sharing when I start going across the grades and stuff. But I will confess, I've forgotten that I am sharing. Wow. I've never seen my Zoom in this confirmation. I can like scroll through people on the right. Anybody built a snowman yet? I have thrown snowballs. I feel it. It's coming. Like a tsunami. Uh-oh. I hate to say, I think we might have lost him. Why, look, yes, we did.
Well,
Martin, you don't have to run away because I asked you to present. It's okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going
No,
on.
I noticed. I go, I think he just disappeared.
Yeah.
No, the internet is very crazy these days.
Okay, so I will present my.
Try it out. There. Yeah, your internet is a little laggy.
Yeah. My name is Marin, and I am from Guatemala. I born there, so I have been for years here in United States.
Welcome.
I like to play soccer. It's my favorite sport. And here's my favorite food, chicken. That's it.
Is that a Honduran style of chicken?
It's from Peru.
Ah, you know what they eat in Peru?
Yeah.
I've had one. They eat guinea pigs.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that? I've been to Peru. I've had a guinea pig. They're not. I'd go with the chicken.
Okay. Yeah, I know about it. That's food.
All right. Well, that is really wonderful. What's your favorite thing about Honduras?
I'm from Guatemala.
I'm sorry, Guatemala.
So I have some. I like how to this culture because they have different let's say traditional.
Yeah.
Yep. And I have some language idiom. We say idiom there.
Yeah. So. No, that's perfect use.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Now, I have only had the pleasure of being down in Central America once so far. I went to Costa Rica for my honeymoon.
Okay.
And I apologize that I get, there's so many different countries in Central America that I get them confused sometimes. And that is not very polite.
Yeah.
Because your country is very important to you. And it is not Honduras. I had another student from Honduras in my previous class.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
No worries. Okay. Anybody else? Where are we? We have 4 minutes left. Thank you so much, Martin. That was really beautiful.
Okay.
Anybody else want to introduce themselves? I can start thinking up strange things about me. What's a fun one? I've taught skiing in French in Switzerland. I've been a professional freestyle skier. I found one of the world's smallest primates in Madagascar. That was fun. Oh, come on, Nahom.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can just tell us about yours if it's not done.
Okay.
I'd much rather hear you than me.
So I don't have any slides, unfortunately, but
that's all right.
I'll tell more things about myself right now.
So what do you love to do?
Well, okay, I'm Nahom, Filipino, and I like to play guitar.
Okay.
And
what's something we might not know about you? Or what's something that you like to do that people might not know?
Oh, something I like to, something I would like you to know about me, but you'll be surprised to know about. Well, there's nothing to be surprised about, but I like extremely cold weather.
What was that?
I like extremely cold environments.
Oh, interesting. Where have you been that's extremely cold?
Well, not any place in particular, but I don't usually get bothered by cold.
I got you. Now, my wife's family, Sanders Jean, her two brothers came to visit her in New York in the middle of winter and didn't bring a jacket. No, it's always a question for me. I love skiing. I love the mountains, but I also love the beach. I love the coast and the water. So it's always a question. Do I like the mountains more or do I like the ocean? I don't know. I'll stick with liking both.
I like the mountains because, Mountains are really amazing because like that's where so like when scientists like really want to go to other planets, like that's like, tall mountains, extreme environments. That's where
Yep.
they usually test the machines and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, mountains are great. Like there's a lot of things you could do with it.
Yep. No, I enjoy the mountains. It's again, skiing is my best sport. So since I've been 3, I've been in the mountains every year. Okay, we have 1 minute left. Anybody else want to say something fun about themselves?
I guess I'll go.
Here, come on, Kelly.
Uh, uh, the 3 things I like to do is play a lot of games, sleep. Wait, what?
What's your favorite game?
I really don't have one. I play a lot, but currently, right now, I guess Apex Legends. Well, I've played that one the most recently. I like sleeping and I like enjoying time with my 2 brothers. So like that is real fun. And something y'all want to know about me? It's kind of weird, but like I don't feel safe without a hoodie anywhere I go. Even though it's like 100 degrees outside, I can't like go nowhere without like a hoodie.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
No, but hoodies, I think it's the idea that you're a little protected. I mean, like turning your camera off. That a hoodie lets you, I mean, I think about it in the classic sense, like the original hoodie was a monk robe. The monks had a robe and they had the thing over their head, and no one can see you in there. No one can really know who you are. So I think it offers you a little bit of sort of just personal space protection, maybe. Okay. I am not a psychologist, so we will not continue this line of thinking. Thank you, everyone. What a great day. I feel like we're starting to get to know each other. So get the forum in for next class, and we'll talk about those, okay? We are done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
My pleasure. I'm so excited. It's
Have a good day.
semester with new people.
Thank you.
Next time we'll work on names. Alexander, Shepsu.
Oh, bye, Mr. Swift. Have a great day.
You see my name?
Can I help you, Alexander? Perla, Shepsu? Can I help you?